post-chemo update for you. So today, on Wednesday, March 11th, I had my first round of chemo. But prior to that, if you watched the vlog yesterday, you knew when I went to MD Anderson that they were really pushing for a biopsy on the left because when the MRI came through, it showed up that something looked suspicious. So we need to make sure that it's not cancer or a different form of cancer. Because they don't think that it's the same kind in the right. So we need to know if it is what we're working with, because that's going to change the chemo plan on the back end. And with that said, it may be precancerous cells or just like a fibroedema, which is just a normal benign tumor. So we really got to see what we're working with. So they almost did chemo and wiped out that important data. So we had to, as you heard yesterday, kick, claw, scream, and just raise pure hell basically to get that in. So needless to say, 7 a.m. this morning I was at the hospital and I was getting 2 biopsies done on my left side. So it went well. Very painful. For those that had it, you know that it stinks. So I now have 2 of them, and the lidocaine and numbness is starting to wear off, so I'm in a lot of pain. So you have to apologize, but this is going to be the good, bad, and ugly update. So my Ziploc bag is here to hang out with me during the video. So I'm having to ice quite a bit and already have some bruising going on. So that's on the breast, and then I rolled out there and went right into chemo. I had to leave there, walk upstairs, and then I met with the hematology group and they did my blood work through the port, which actually is pretty convenient because they don't have to stick your veins, and they just have to stick your port one time and then they can do all their blood draws right there. So it is kind of handy dandy on that aspect. And so blood work came back great. Then I met with the doctor. She asked how MD Anderson went. We got everybody on the same page. We all agreed on the plan going forward. And after that, I went into a giant room with just chairs, chemo chairs, and there's a lot of people in there, which is very eye-opening and sad and emotional because everybody's on their own little journey. So first, before I dive into how that went, how I'm feeling, and what I'm doing, I'm going to try to get through this fairly quick because I'm getting really long-winded, and I want to do short little snippets. But first, I want to thank Leo so much for sitting next to me and being there with me all day and helping me this afternoon. So big, ginormous thank you for being there. And Anna for showing up this morning and hanging out with us and giving us emotional love and support. Thank you so very much. Thank yous don't even seem adequate enough. So thank you so much for showing up and being there. Unfortunately, they only let one person at a time come into chemo because of not only coronavirus, but trying to limit how many people are hanging out this because people are pretty vulnerable going through chemo. So they were a lot of teaching going on and a lot of education and meeting with the nurses and the doctors about drugs and side effects. So Anna hung out and sat outside and waited for us in the lobby and was there to give us a giant hug when we got out. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really, really appreciate your love and support. And then, so we went through the chemo. First, they went through and gave me 6 anti-nausea medications, still a little loopy, medications, and gave me a flush through the IV for anti-nausea medication as well. That took about 20 minutes. Through this, I felt a little tipsy. I felt a little out of it and a little just loopy. Didn't feel bad. I'll take that any day over nausea. So that wasn't bad. And then came 2 drugs. So doxorubicin, Robinson, I can't pronounce these dang drugs. So that is the first one. and it comes with like 15 pages of side effects, so that's pretty terrifying. So that was the first one. It's also known as Adriamycin and the Red Devil, if you've ever gone through this. So I got that, and that was about 30 minutes through an IV, through my port. And it was weird. So it burned just a little bit, and then like the corner of my mouth started cracking. It was crazy, weird. And then after that, Cytoxin came, and it's known as this giant long C word there, if you can see it, again with like 15 pages of what you're going to experience. So we're just going to hope that I'm not going to get all 58 of these side effects. It's very terrifying. The one that is I don't mind is I have really pretty orange urine now. So it's like a smoothie. It's add color to my life. But everything else can just stay off out of the list because I don't want anything to do with that. But we're just going to have to ride this out and see what's going to happen. And then after that, we met with the pharmacist and we got our take-home plan. And then I have to go back tomorrow in the afternoon, about 4:40, to do the white blood count cell. They have to boost my white blood count cells because now they're wiping everything out to fight this demon. So that's coming. So I got home. I felt pretty good after chemo. I left there. When we got ready, we left chemo and we grabbed my my CD for imaging because I'm going to take that to OHSU tomorrow. And then after that, we went and tried on some fun wigs. So that was like the fun part of the day. So I learned that I do not look cute as a blonde. Definitely not. But when my eyebrows fall off, I can just paint them blonde and blend everything in. And then I'll share some pictures. It was kind of comical. Leo was making me try all these on, and we had some really good laughs. And he looked at me and he was like, "We're gonna be okay, because we can laugh through this now after what you've been through today. We're gonna be okay." So I'm hopeful everything's gonna be okay. Rough road ahead, but I'm just trying to laugh through this and make the best of it. Some positives is I don't have to spend money on haircuts and waxing now, so that's a plus. And then on the other side of it, after we got done with playing with wigs, we went and ate and had a nice lunch. I was actually really hungry, which is great. Still have my appetite. I don't know how long that's going to hang on for, but it was really good. And then we got home, and an amazing gift from work came to me, and I'm going to just hold this up. It's huge, and I'm wrapped up in it right now because I needed a hug. But this is my hug when I am feeling down. And so everybody from work and the HR department put together their own little squares, and they made me a beautiful quilt that I am so absolutely touched by, with different sayings on it, and Team Teresa. And then I had such an amazing time reading this and cried my face off because it's so beautiful, and I'm so touched to have support through my employer. They've just been amazing. And my HR family got me also with the blanket, got me this amazing hat, and they put all their signatures on it. So I'm going to proudly wear this when my hair starts falling out to hide my bald, shiny head. So thank you so much, Incom, for HR, for coming through and loving me and supporting me and rallying behind me. Cannot thank you enough for that. It was amazing. It was such a crappy morning this morning, and everybody was reaching out and giving me love, and your messages that really gave me the fight to rally, because honestly, going into this, I was mentally fatigued with trying to advocate for myself. I had to push so hard to get everything moving on, and this has been an uphill battle since October. So I'm worn out, I'm exhausted in the last 2 weeks with traveling and trying to get answers and processing all this and trying to pack and move, and all this stuff was just overwhelming. And before I even started chemo, I was worn down. I was very battle weary. So your love and your support and your well wishes and your beautiful gifts, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but thank you so much for all the fun, happy things that's come in the mail, and the cards and the texts and the phone calls. Right now I'm kind of limiting my phone calls because I don't have a ton of energy to spend, and I'm working as well. So I will get back to you, I promise, on the phone calls. Just bear with me through this. Text, I'll be short and sweet, but these videos are helping me reach out to you also. Just bear with me. I'm loving all the support and the gifts, so thank you so incredibly much for everything that you're doing to help me battle this. You're giving me the courage and the strength to get through this thing. I went home, so after I got all the gifts and everything, I took a nap, and I woke up from the nap and I was oozy, just did not feel well. Absolutely horrible, like really nauseous. So when I woke up, Dakota, thank you so much, she delivered some food to Leo and I tonight, and that helped settle my stomach, and so I'm feeling much better now. Still just worn out and tired and feel a little loopy, but I'll take that over nausea. So I don't know what the next couple hours or even days are going to withhold or come forth, but I'm going to take it in stride, and I'm going to see what's going on. And I have a calendar that I'm writing my, how I feel and what's happening and what I'm doing, because they said once we get through this first cycle, which is 2 weeks, I'm on day 1, cycle 1. Tomorrow's day 2, cycle 2, and then so forth and so on. And then when I get to next Wednesday, it's cycle 2, day 1, and it repeats. So I have a calendar that I'm putting all my information on to see how I'm feeling. I'm tracking that because generally it will repeat itself on cycle 2 and on cycle 3 and on cycle 4. So at least I know when I'm probably going to have a good day and when I'm going to have a bad day and when I'm going to be a raging lunatic. So that's going to come. And I think starting in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, this is probably going to start coming out. So open to suggestions of what color wigs I should get, or wig. So that has really been my update on how I'm feeling. I'm just exhausted and I'm mentally fatigued right now. So thank you so much for all the prayers and the love and the support. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you seems really small and really little, but truly, like, going through this is very difficult, and especially going through this when you're away from your family. I feel each and every one of you, even from different states, like your love and your support is radiating, and I love it, and it's making me so happy. So thank you so much for everything this far. So we're on day 1, cycle 1, and I'll keep you updated. But this is how day 1 went of chemo. So hopefully the biopsy spot, that's what's really hurting me more than anything. So, not really recommended to go get a biopsy and then go do chemo on the same day, but unfortunately they drug their feet, and that's where we are, and I'm having to deal with it. But I'm glad we are getting that information. Results should come in about 3 days. If it doesn't come Friday, it's going to come Monday. So I'll update you to see. Fingers crossed it's not a secondary cancer. But if it is, I'll just, got to deal with it. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for everything. Love each and every one of you, and I will update you soon. Good night.